Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to our today's session. Many of you have heard about Hikvision as a world manufacturer of cameras and other CCTV products. But today, cameras and CCTV products are not our topic. Instead, we will talk about access control and intercom devices released by Hikvision. We wish warm welcome to our presenter, Mr. Krasimir Stanev, who is working as a product specialist at Hikvision company. So, Mr. Krasimir, are you here with us?
Hello everybody. Thanks, Sid, for the introduction.
Nice
Uh,
to hear you and nice to see you here in our webinars.
me too. Thanks for the opportunity to be able to present our pro strategy for this year for high vision access control intercom devices. So uh, I hope.
Thank you for your effort and for your time. And let me remind all our participants that if you have some questions, you can ask on the right side of your monitor. Feel free to ask the questions, and Mr. Krasimir, of course, will answer you. So, Mr. Krasimir, the stage is yours, and you can tell us what are the developments in 2022 in Hikvision company.
Okay. So bring my presentation. The topics today will be the overview process of high vision. So three parts with the access control. Then we will switch to the speed gate and turnstiles, which is also part of access control, but a little bit different division in our company. And then we will finish with the intercom. So in the beginning of this presentation, I would like to talk about the solutions by function, the product introduction, and then at the end we'll have some new products which are upcoming. And I think that will be the most interesting part for all of our attendance right now. So, solutions by function. The access control is the high vision access control devices are designed to achieve rapid passage using multiple different verifications and identification technologies. So they're quite optimized for working into the buildings where there's a huge queues of people coming to the building in the morning or after leaving work factories, uh, as well as for high security places where like banks and some dangers like drug stores and etc., where the verification needs to be done on several levels. Like you have to have multiple credentials to enter a door, and also access control for emergency management, like schools and factories, where different scenarios has to be applied in order to make the system more controllable and more safe in case of security breach or in case of any other emergency. So the solution for efficient passing is at the edge is the multi-biometric device which can support cards, fingerprints, faces, etc. And PIN codes. All those devices connected into the network can be combined with various different devices like swing barriers, like different types of access control terminals. All those devices can be managed by the administrator using for example, the High Central access control, the High Central professional management software, where they can see different type of dashboards, different tools to manage, to monitor and manage the system. But also something which is quite unique for Hikvision is that most of our devices, they also support intercom functionality. So this means that whenever the visitor has some issues, some problems with his credentials, or they cannot access, even if there is no receptionist, let's say if it's not a reception or commercial video scenarios, they can always press a button and call the center or call indoor station and contact with the management staff. and that's very helpful. So the access control for high security is our devices, they support all those standard high security features like anti-passback, multiple authentication, where you need several people to present their credentials for door to unlock, or the interlock, which prevents to have more than one person in dedicated area, or it has also many other applications. So in that scenario, in the solution for high security, we also have the facial recognition with liveness detection. It's something that is very important. It's not like a traditional camera facial recognition. It's a high security facial recognition where you can see if the person in front of the device is actually alive, or it's not a photo. We also support iris recognition, something which is very rare for other access control manufacturers. And we use the highest standard of the MiFi Desfire cards. And of course, here we have all those video linkages with events, because access control without video linkage is, I would say, it's like a blind person going around the building. And all those alarm outputs and different linkages that can be done to the system. So in case of emergency, for emergency management, also with Hike Central, using the normal scenarios with different devices everywhere into the key doors of the buildings, we can easily check in case of emergency where are the people, how many people we have in each area. We can print reports. We can see those dashboards in real time, and based on that, print a report and give it to the security guards, which have to find and evacuate those people. And we have also a time and attendance solution, which again is binding to the access control tightly, and we can do time and attendance based on different credentials, like again physical credentials or biometric credentials as well. So the solutions we have they're suitable for small scenarios like restaurant, shops, and excuse me. And then we have the medium and large size attendance, time and attendance, which are for large offices, factories, etc. So the small size time and attendance, it's something very new for Hikvision. Some of you might hear it for the first time, but we offer quad time and attendance. Now, the benefit of quad time and attendance is that everything is managed on the quad. You don't need additional computer, you don't need additional servers. You just need the devices running at the site connected to the quad. That's it. Every attendance is managed by Hikvision and our Hike Pro Connect platform that you might heard of already. So basically, when all the hardware, the devices are connected to the quad server, it's very easy for the manager of the system to add users, grant them permissions to access the door. So it's not just time and attendance, it's also access control in the quad. They can set all the employee shifts and check the attendance reports. On the other hand, it's a part where most of the time attendance, most of the time attendance providers, they don't have that many solutions. It's the employee side where they can see their time attendance results. So if something's wrong, they can go to HR and report it. They can use self-registration. They can add their face by themselves from the application once they have a valid HiConnect account. And another very interesting option is that they can check in based on their geolocation. So if they have the application, walk to the cloud, and there within the designated area, geographic area, which is defined by the manager of the system, then they will see a button that they can just check in out into that area. So you don't have to actually install any equipment on the site as long as the user is at designated area, they'll be able to check in by themselves. That's gives a lot more possibilities than normal. So, of course, that solution for qual time maintenance, we were talking about small size, but it can also go for medium or large size. Especially here, when we're talking about medium or large size, the integration with third-party system is very important. So on that part, we have a lot of options to provide. So in that case, all the same functionality is kept, but here we can have different operators which go into the system, like HR, like both. So they can see different things, they can do different reports, custom time reports, etc., etc., etc. So using that third party, we can provide interface to other HR programs and get the data from there or write the data in there. So when we do local time maintenance, of course not cloud-based, sometimes in companies they don't have the policy to use external services, everything has to be internal. Then we can do that the same time maintenance based on Hike Central management platform. So basically, the HRs, they have much more functionality, like more types of attendance reports, custom attendance reports, automatic attendance reports sent by email. They have, they have this attendance dashboard, which helps them to analyze the data more easily. And at the same time, we can do all those different multi-shifts, man-hour shifts, etc., 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 etc. Additionally, we provide more standard integrations here, like open API integration, database integration. This means that our software can write into third-party databases, instances like SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Postgre, etc. And we can do report integrations with third-party softwares as well. And last, we have the visitor management. So basically, visitor management is the aims to improve the handling of the visitors in a more comfortable way. So basically, we have the two types. We have the receptionist service and we have the self-checking service. Okay, I'm sorry. So for the receptionist service, basically the host or the receptionist have to register the visitor in the Hike Central Professional Reservation portal. So the visitor will receive a confirmation email with a special code, and if they provided their their card license plate, the parking system into the building will automatically open for their car. They just have to provide the reservation code to the receptionist, and they will be enrolled their credentials so they can get easy access. So after this, they can just go and check out on the receptionist portal just by providing their credential with a single swipe, and that will be done. Of course, as option, we have the option for certain people to be forbidden to be registered as visitors. And the receptionist cannot know everybody, so if we have those blocked lists, it will be much easier for them. And the self-service is using the dedicated visitor terminal that we have. Basically, the visitors have to scan the QR code or access the Hike Central portal by themselves. Then after register, the visitor receive email with the details of their visit, and again the same reservation code. Then when they go inside, they can check in on the visitor terminal itself, It has all those facial recognition, fingerprint or card readers inside, so they can roll their credentials and just get access to the building. So after they leave the meeting, they can just go to the specified point on the exit, for example, and they can check out automatically without doing anything else. As optional, if they stay too much in the designated time, of course, we can trigger an alarm and call security personnel. Okay, so let's start with the product introduction. Briefly, we have a lot of products into our portfolio. I don't want to waste your time with that much. I will just focus on the new stuff that we have. So basically, Hikvision is the strongest part of our access control portfolio is the facial recognition terminals. It's a huge business in Asia, and our portfolio is also quite big. We have divided our portfolio on four different levels. We have the ultra face modules for swing barriers, the ultra series for wall mount with up to 100,000 faces. We have the Pro series, and we have also something unique, which is the Value series. Most of the companies, they still don't have it. Those are ultra affordable devices that allow the facial recognition to be implemented in residential single house areas, etc., etc. So as you see, those are very capable devices. Basically, if you understand those concepts very well, this is a hardware that has everything and can do everything because of the touchscreen display, but you'll see it later. So some of the highlights. First of all, they do superior recognition in any environment. They have very fast recognition speed, very accurate, and they can work even in the darkness. So addition to superior recognition, it's very important for the security of the device. That's why I have anti-spoofing detection with special additional infrared camera into the device. We have the privacy protection, which is related to the GDPR, and we can also change what will be the visible information in front of the device. Depends on what are the requirements. Sometimes we don't want to show the name of the visitor, of the user of the system, or their face, etc., etc. So we can change that. They are very easy to operate. There's a configuration wizard. You can do multiple registration methods by just sending. If you get a photo from that user from anywhere, you can just throw it to the photo into the device without having to have this user present on your site. And they're quite extensible because they support multiple functions like cloud-based antenna solution, the one we talked about before, and the video intercom solution. So here's a video of the speed. Basically, there's a sheet of paper, and when we remove it, the detection is done immediately. Most of our devices are rated by 0.2 seconds of recognition, and this is total darkness, as you can see. The device will still continue very fast. This is all based on the deep learning algorithm, which is embedded inside the device. It makes really miracles compared to the traditional facial recognition. So as we spoke, another problem is that you can, in traditional, I'd say, two-dimensional facial recognition, it's very easy to bypass the system, so it's not very appropriate for access control. And you can do this using a photo or video. Now, the bypass with photo from your phone is really easy to detect, but the more hardest part is to detect the printed photo. So using that infrared lens, this is not exactly like a thermal camera, but it's more like cheaper infrared lens. They sense the heat. We can see that using someone's photo will not the system. It's very important. And as we say, they are easy to manage and operate. So basically, the devices, they support the high connect application, so you can manage it. You can see the camera. You can remotely unlock the door, and you can use the event logs, see what happens to the device. But the more interesting part is that all those facial recognition devices, they can call high connect directly. So basically, let's see if that video will work. So here we said that the calling type will be directly high connect. So if you press the call button, the high connect will ring and you can accept the calls. That makes it like a door phone. And that's not like a simple door phone. It's like a real, touch screen door phone from another century. So, of course, this can you can set the system to call just one single count, or you can call multiple indoor stations depending on the scenario. You can use it for a single house or for a multi-apartment building. And finally, we have the web management. So all the devices, you don't have to install any additional software. You can just use the web and change some of the settings. So, for example, you can do live view of the image. You can record, capture photos, unlock the door from here, etc. So next, you can search for the events. So all the events are binded with photo. Of course, you can stop and disable that if not needed. Like here. And you can manage the users. You can add, change, and roll faces and everything that you need. So then you can do all those additional configurations that you need for the devices. Network, system settings, advanced functionality, etc., etc. I don't want to waste time. There's advertisement modes where you can add different images to scroll, like some instructions, etc., etc., etc. I don't want to waste much time with details about it. And as we said, there are not just access controllers; they can be quite extendable. Again, you can use their camera to record it into the NVR, so it's like a CCTV camera. You can use it to call the big master station security guard or indoor station directly. So we can actually link up to 500 indoor stations and use it as a intercom facial recognition intercom for a big building. And using our proprietary ISAP protocol, you can connect easily without having open any firewalls or ports, directly using this ISAP protocol to the high central platform. So here's some brief comparison between the functionality. I don't want to waste too much time on that table. We have it deployed on our portal, so you can double check those information and find the device that suits the best your needs. Because as you can see, we have many options. So for maybe the highest models we have are the temperature measurement terminals. They're already for quite some time on the market, so I'm not going to spend that much time for it. We just have models with wall mount or pedestal mount, like a totem or stand mount, and we have it specialized for swing gates. Something new that we very recently introduced on the market is the iris recognition terminal. Now, additionally to the two cameras, one is for facial recognition and one for the infrared, in the middle of this device, we have also a special camera which detects the iris of the user. And as you can see, that device is quite different from from any other iris recognition device you have seen in the market. So that's why I say we're doing a revolution with that device. It's really flat, really fast, as fast as iris can be. So it is very elegant solution, and I believe with that device we will again make this iris recognition technology more more popular, more affordable in Europe. Basically, most of the iris recognition devices you have seen, they look like a camera from Polaroid or something like that. So quite capable device with all the different interface like Ethernet, Wi-Fi, RS-485 weekend USB, etc. suitable for outdoor IP65, and with 10,000 irises available. Another new device from the Ultra series facial recognition terminals is the Android-based facial recognition device. Now that's actually a quite huge monster. It's 15-inch device. It's really made for luxury buildings. Now why do we need Android inside? Because we have those common requests for all of our access control intercom devices. Hey, you have that really nice hardware, but we want to develop our own software, our own plugins for it, our own apps to run it. So using that Android system, it's not now much more easier for the system developers to change the interface and add whatever they need on the device itself. So, for example, you have to fill in some kind of a quiz, not really quiz, but some kind of a poll before you enter the building and things like that, of course. So it's also this model we have it with the temperature measurement camera and all the standard functionality for an access control device. So very interesting facial recognition device. So the next one we already talked about it is the 7-inch, the 671 and the TA70 with temperature measurement. All those devices that you see here with temperature measurement are capable of recognizing the green pass, the European digital green pass. So you can automate, you can let people with green pass only inside your building. And additionally, they do also mask detection, they do helmet detection. So that just, they have intercoms, so that's just another option. So another new concept is the new 673 series, which is a modular facial recognition terminal. And by modular, you can just, by default inside, it has only a card reader. You wonder where's the card reader. Normally it's hidden under the screen. We have this technology and the device looks much better because there is no dedicated space for the card reader. It's below the screen. But additionally, you can extend the functionality of the device with the Bluetooth module, QR code plus Bluetooth module. This is a special QR code camera, fingerprint with Bluetooth, and Bluetooth with fingerprint and QR code. So all those modules are here. So very nice device. You can always separate when you need it. And slim, nice looking onto the customer. So another important thing for those devices is that they have much better voltage range right now. They work from 20 to 42 volts. Then from the value sets, we have a new version, this 324. So basically, the device will support the new thing inside it is that it will support the call time and attendance, and it will support this fire. Basically, all our access control devices that we are releasing will support this fire, which is the highest card security, and the wide voltage input. So all those devices are rated IP65, so you can use them outside. Same device, but in a little bit different format. This is more suitable for time and attendance, and doesn't have any inputs and outputs, so the price will be cheaper. And the visitor terminal, as we mentioned, we have free versions with single display, double display, and temperature measurement camera. So this device is based entirely on Android. So this means that again you can develop whatever applications you want for a device. It doesn't have to be visitor terminal. You can turn it in any kiosk as you want. Yeah, the dual screen device has one for the receptionist and one for the visitor. It has also camera, fingerprint, card reader, QR code reader, so you can use it for aroma of all different credentials that you need. So very, very interesting device. We offer it in Europe. You can also test it and see. The interface is made very user friendly, so it's easy to enroll visitors, etc. Of course, the visitor module that we have been used before until now in Europe were just a computer with software on it. So this is like a different approach. It's a hardware solution, which will be much stable and faster for enrollment of multiple people. Okay, so we also have a lot of other fingerprint. You've seen them already, but we are preparing much interesting one. You'll see later in the presentation. Basically, their benefits are that they have big capacity, they have very competitive price, and they support multiple authentication, fingerprint cards, PIN code, etc. And most of them are multi-language. So brief comparison here. And our access controllers, we have basically two series, the Pro and the Valor, the 26 and the 28 series. Those are devices with a lot of inputs, outputs, battery backup. So depending on the model, we support up to 100,000 cards and many other functionality. We support WIGAT and RS-45 readers, and the protocols for the integration are ISAPI, OSDP. So we're quite open on that part. I see a message that you cannot hear me, but maybe this was just temporary. Is everything okay with my voice? Hello, Sid, can you hear me? Hello? I think there's some problem with the voice. Let me just double check the microphone. I'm really sorry. It seems to be working on my side. I think, see, the problem is on your side because the others can hear me now. It's looking by Dina said that my voice is okay. Dina, would you confirm that you can hear me now? Okay. great, thanks. So probably something on seed sides. Great. Okay, so back to the presentation. I guess if there are any questions, you can ask them directly into the chat, and I'll answer them later, or also Sid can help me with asking them to me directly. Okay, so additional periphery to the controllers, we have different types of readers, RS-45 and Wiegand. They support Testfire OSDP, the different series. This is our latest version with the A version with Testfire and OSDP, and random-proof devices. Buttons, the multi-biometric enrollment station, which is special with the touchscreen display, Wi-Fi, fingerprint card reader, and the two additional supervised power supplies. Okay, so a few words about our swing barriers. First of all, those devices are entirely made and produced by Hikvision. They're just not swing barriers, they're intelligent swing barriers because they have our controllers, electronics, and readers inside. They support very fast throughput depending on the authentication method. We can let up to 60 people per minute, which is quite fast. They have cell detection diagnostics, very, very easy to use, and easy integration methods. We support Wiegand, inputs, outputs, etc. So, speaking of the credentials, we can have the option with facial recognition on top. Of course, we can have the QR code embedded inside the device and the fingerprint reader. And additionally, we provide also those base tents. So if you don't have the label or the cable slate, you can just use them. They're made out from high quality stainless steel. So depending on the applications, of course, we have like swing bars, turnstiles. Okay. So the range are basically swing barriers, fall barriers, tripod turnstile, which are one of the most common in Europe, of course, and the full high turnstile. Of course, those devices are for high security prisons, etc. Okay, so basically, the key features, they have a number of infrared light detectors which can do different analytics, like if somebody fall down, if two people are trying to enter from different directions, or anti-pinching functionality. We can adjust the length, width, and of course we support stainless steel, glass, and acrylic materials, so you can customize them as you want. They're all suitable for outdoors. So the Ultra Series swing barriers, again, we talk about a little about them. They have 24 pairs of infrared, so they're quite accurate, and they use servo motors. So they are very appropriate for high-end offices, government buildings, hotels, customs, airports, etc. We also have option with full height doors, so they are harder to jump over than the traditional ones. And a new barrier that is coming soon from Hikvision is the one with embedded facial recognition devices. So basically, what you see here is you will not see those devices above it. They will be embedded inside. So this will make it one very fast and integrated system. You don't have to install anything. You just provide the power and communication with the network, and that's it. It will be working out of the box. So a very, very innovative approach, as we are the manufacturer of the swing gates, of the facial recognition, of the card readers. So it's a closed process for us. They also will be supporting, additionally to the facial recognition, they'll support QR code, Testfire as well, and full high detection. Okay, so brief comparison between the different models. As you can see, depending on the motor used, they can have up to 6 million times of working, which is quite a lot. And the stainless steel is thickness depends really on the model that is used. High quality stainless steel. So the fob barriers, they basically have the same functionality, just different approach of closing the doors. And the most interesting one for us in Europe are the turnstiles. So again, those are devices which can be equipped with facial recognition, fingerprint, QR codes, etc., etc., etc. 3 million times of closing, anti-tailgating. The arms will drop automatically when there is no power. So this will allow people to go out for emergency. And very big LED indicators, so you can understand what's going on. We have this device. We have the option to ship it without our controller inside, so you can use it with third-party controller. That's also an option. So from those, we have three options. We have the empty turnstile. We have the small, this very small size turnstile, and the big one with much better dimensions, but it's the only which is rated for outdoor usage. All the others are made for indoor. And for high turnstiles, we have the professional series and the value series. So again, those are very hard, very, very sturdy devices made for outdoors, and they will guarantee that only one person will pass at a time. All other turnstiles and swing gates, they cannot guarantee how many people will pass. They can just raise an alarm, but this will physically prevent from more than one people to enter the building. So that's it for the basically for the swing gate. And it's time to talk about the product, the IPv intercoms. Okay, so basically we system topology, our devices are mainly IP. So they have the same topology where the door station is connected to the indoor stations, all indoor stations connected to the mobile application, and then you have the high central and the main indoor station, the master station for management. Of course, we can have the integration, etc. For view, it's a little bit more complicated. So the product family overview is the door stations. We have the Ultra series, which are very advanced devices with facial recognition. Facial recognition for intercom is something very, very rare in our industry. And then we have the Pro series, which can be all-in-one devices, modular devices, single or up to 4 button devices. And on the indoor station side, we have the Ultra series, which are devices with 10-inch screens, Android-based, many unique functionality. Then we have the Pro series and the Value series devices, which are really small, really affordable in price, and with less functionality, of course. And at the end, we have the Master station, which is the guard unit. That's a very, very advanced device, but you'll see more information a little bit later. So the common features are that, of course, Hikvision is a system manufacturer. So our cameras has to be really a little bit more advanced than the others. So we provide high resolution and wide field of view. Our intercoms can go up to 180 degrees. So this means you have wall-to-wall view in front of your door. Very good night vision and double DR, something which is again really typical only for intercom manufacturers, which are typically CCTV manufacturers. Double DR is not something you will find in other regular intercom manufacturers. So there is a bright light. The sensor is very special when you need to adjust the levels of the light so you can see the person in front of the camera. Easy configuration ways, even if you don't have you don't want to use the laptop on your site, you can just complete the configuration wizards on the indoor stations. You'll be able to activate all the devices needed, connect the device between each other just with few single steps. It's very, very easy, especially for beginners. And then we have the mobile application, again, HiConnect, which allows us to receive video intercoms, video intercom calls. We can talk to the visitor, we can unlock the doors. Here you can also see you can unlock the door, you can unlock the indoor station, the relays for some home automation stuff. And all the missed calls that you have, they will be pushed from the indoor station to the mobile application. So you can see actually who called you before, because it's not important that you see if you get a missed call on your intercom, then it has no value unless you see who actually called it, because it's anonymous. Okay, so the indoor station family, again, we have 9 series and 8 series, 6 series, and 6L. So basically, they have different materials. The 9 series are made from, and the 8 series are made from IPS, which is which is one of the, of course, the best displays available. They have almost the same resolution, but the most important part is the operating system between them. The 8, 6, and 6F series they have basically the same functionality, just they're made of different materials. Like this one, for example, the red dot award winner is made from pure glass and pure aviation aluminum. Okay, so here's a video about our intercoms. It's 3 minutes. I'll just show it to you. Okay. So from the indoor stations, the Android indoor station is one of a kind device on the market right now. What you see here is the B version of it. We already released the A version like 1 year ago, but we now have the B version, which is with the great hardware. We're using a quad-core processor, A35, that is dealing more easier with more demanding applications. It has totally new user interface, much better than before, and it's based on Android version 10. So that means that you can install even the most modern applications without any efforts. Another option that is not listed in here is that this device, you can actually use it for home automation screen because we allow to disable entirely the application, the Intercom application, so you can use it as a pure window Android tablet. But of course, compared with a standard tablet, you have PoE, you have Lite. It's a professional device that you can use for home automation. Of course, with the new version, we have updated also the High Connect application, so you can use the latest options. Everything that you can do on High Connect, you can do on this device. Due to the High Connect widget, you can control your alarm system, you can control your access control, you can see your cameras, you can play back the cameras from your recorder, you can control the PC's cameras and everything that was not possible to do before on those kind of indoor stations. And install, of course, third-party applications like your home automation, etc., etc. So then we have also the Lite series. Those are devices that the 6220 doesn't. It's not a touchscreen device just for with the buttons. So those are entry-level devices. They don't support High Connect, but are a device on the budget, which might be preferable sometimes for some investors. So for door stations, again, we have the 9 series. Those are facial recognition door stations. The 8 series all-in-one devices. The modular station and the Pro series with the Villa door stations. So basically, one of our most selling devices into the European market is the modular door station. This system entirely developed for us, by us in Europe. So basically, the concept is very familiar. We have a main door station and we have number of extensions, like keypads, display modules, name tag modules, card readers, indicators, etc. We have this option with aluminum, gray aluminum, and brushed stainless steel. Especially stainless steel is very attractive and resistant on the corrosion resistant on the seaside and ships or whatever more dangerous applications you need. It's made from 304 stainless steel. Okay, so the all-in-one facial recognition door station. It's not a touchscreen device, but it has a display, so you can use it for facial recognition or a normal door station, fingerprint, IP65, and 500 fingerprints. It has a web, so you can manage it directly from the web server. The view door stations, we have them in plastic series and also in metal series. The single button devices, what is unique for the single button devices is that you can use them as doorbells. This means that they can directly call High Connect without using the indoor station, which makes it very, one of the best doorbells on the market, because this is a professional doorbell. It supports PoE, it supports 12-volt power, it can support a variety of integration. It has Wi-Fi. And also you can add the secure module, something that the normal traditional doorbells cannot do. This is perfect for residentials. And then we have the master station, which is another unique device on the market. First of all, this is a 10-inch screen with our R&D call it 2.5D curved screen. It looks very nice. It's like the screen is from edge to edge. This device is based on Android 7 entirely. It has another loudspeaker box with fingerprint for notification for unlocking the door. It has 2-megapixel camera, mic, 2 microphones, and there's also gooseneck port. So another thing which is not mentioned here, this device has HDMI ports. You can connect it to a bigger display, for example. And by installing, by the option to support third-party Android applications, you can make it like a CCTV monitoring console or a WAR monitoring console. So basically, it's very, very flexible on expansion. Very interesting device. And addition to the IP, we have also a lot of 2R video intercoms. Now, the current 2R IP intercom that we have, it's exactly as you heard, it's called 2R IP, because actually you use a 2R for connection between the different devices using distributors, but at the same time, the protocol that transfers is pure IP. This is actually one of a kind system on the market right now. I don't think anybody else have it. But of course, that system has some limitations, and it's a star topology, just like a standard network camera, standard network topology. And that's why we will be releasing end of this quarter a new type of 2R analog system. We already released a kit. I don't know if you see it. It was the first intercom with cover view camera in the world, which sees 24/7. But it was for up to free. It was for a single house. Now we will be releasing a new type of 2R analog system, which is actually, it's not 2R analog, it's hybrid 2R analog. Again, something new on the market. So basically, the most important part of topology is that it will support multiple indoor stations on a single 2R cable. This is something we couldn't do with our 2R IP because of the core topology star. So we have the main decoder here. We have the 2R distributor, which has 4 outputs, and we can do multiple levels with multiple devices. So basically, this is the most important part. We can use it for retrofitting installations where we have multiple indoor station or multiple analog indoor station for a single cable. But this is not just an as I mentioned, this is not just an analog solution. In fact, the image here will be analog, of course, but what's more important is that this system is just an extension to our IP platform. So basically, here after the distributor, you can connect any Hikvision IP door station that you want, or any Hikvision 2R door station that you want. So actually, the image will be much better because you're using a digital sensor for the image, but at the same time, you will be able to provide features like mobile application connected directly to the door station via a special service that we will introduce later with the cloud. You'll be able to use biometrics like facial recognition, DESFire cards, QR codes, fingerprint modules in the future, touchscreen displays, or whatever options we have with the modular door station. You can use them in here. You can use the door station also for integration with CCTV and many other stuff that are far beyond the traditional 2R analog manufacturers. So that's why we call it the hybrid. Actually, if you connect, if you have an IP system, you can combine it with that analog system as well, so they can work as a whole one system. You can combine the IP, the 2R, and the 2R analog in one whole system, so you can make one of a kind hybrid system. It's very interesting system. but we'll provide you more information later when it's this system in development right now. But it will be a game changer in the two analog systems. Okay, so for Viewer, of course, it's a little bit more simple. We have the door station connected to the indoor station, and via the IP port, we can connect to the internet. And this is the two analog viewer solution that I mentioned. The topology really is very simple here. Just one wire cable from the door station to the indoor station. We apply power to the indoor station, then we can have additional extensions. So basically, those are the product family. The 2R IP, you already know those distributors. We have dedicated devices, 2R and door station and indoor station. For the 2R analog multi-apartment products, then we have the same modular door station, but here we have a special, again, the distributor, or we call it 2R decoder, with a special smaller passive decoder, which is the 4 decoder, and the 2R analog indoor station. And for the kit, which is again for single viewers, we have those two dedicated devices. So really brief comparison between the 2R IP, 2R analog, and 2R Villa. First of all, the 2R IP is compatible with the IP door station in the future. Actually, it's right now, because the presentation is a little bit old. Even the 2R analog will support the IP door station. There is a PoE port on the distributor that you can power IP door station. Of course, here we don't support it. So additionally, we can add the 4 doorbells as our 4-watt door phones to that special indoor station. And the mobile app right now is supported only for the 2R app solution, but as we're speaking, we're developing the same functionality for the 2R analog, where the door station will be able to call directly the HiConnect account. It will be able to call multiple accounts via our new Quality Intercom feature that we're developing. So we already mentioned all the modules which are available for the modular, for the 2R IP modular, and for the IP door station. They're all the same. And this is the 2R device, the 2R indoor station that we have currently, but we are planning a new, more luxurious version for it. And this is how the 2R analog indoor station looks. It has the most, it's all plug and play. You just have to change the dip switches on the device to give it an address, and that's it. All the buttons, there is no menu, all the buttons are in front of the device. Okay. So again, here we mentioned that we support daisy chain in that system, and also star. Star is supported if needed, but the most important is we support daisy chain. So we can see that here with those solutions, we're trying to lower the system cost, improve the image quality, improve the system capacity, and make the system more extendable. We also have some 4-wire single viewer kits. Maybe you see them. I'm not going to spend that much time on them, but still, no matter it's 4-wire, it also have good camera features like WDR, etc., etc., etc. So we have a very interesting tool, which is called the Video Intercom Product Selection tool. That tool can be found on our website here, and basically it allows you to select to easily find the device you need for the solution. So depending on the viewer, apartment, commercial building scenarios, and the cables, you can just calculate whatever devices you need. And it was recently updated with a lot of new stuff. So you can check it, and you can create easily your solution with it. Okay, so we are at the end of the presentation, and I just want to show some of the upcoming devices that you'll see this year. I already showed some of them, but and I will show you what we have planned. But this is only half of the stuff we are planning. Of course, we cannot disclose everything that we will introduce this year, but believe me, it will be many of the products will be one of a kind on the market, and they will be revolutionary. So pay attention into this year. Okay, so a new upcoming product is the new generation of the T501, the 502. So it's all-in-one. This is all-in-one access control terminal with option for fingerprint, but this time it will be vandal-proof. It's going to be made out of metal. It will have its own web interface, Wi-Fi option. It will have intercom functionality by default in it, and it will support more car formats like this far, etc. Now, the previous model, the 501, was very, very successful. We have multiple projects with it everywhere, but now this will be like his replacement on steroids. Very nice and attractively looking device. So, of course, not everything is displays. That's why we are developing a new, more simple access control terminal. So this will be sorry, that's not the right name. It's the 805. It will not have display, but it will have Ethernet, so you can use a standalone. You can use it to you can connect it to a big system. It will support the high connect application. It will have web interface, so you can program it. Those are the most common devices that terminals that we use in Europe. No displays, nothing fancy, just robust and doing its job. There will be option with fingerprint or without fingerprint, just card and pin, of course. So on the access controllers, we will introduce a totally new access control. Again, the first access control in the world that, at least it's per my knowledge, I might be wrong, that is doing the facial recognition on board. So actually here, the fingerprint, the readers, the actual facial recognition readers are slave, and they're connected via PoE directly to a switch into the controller. So that controller will take all the images from the reader and process it, match it on the controller, and return back the signal. Actually, this looks like an NVR if you look at this side, because it's meant to be mounted in rack mount. But also, if you see there's a lock, the keyhole here, you can actually put it on the wall as well, and you can use it as a dual purpose device, rack mountable or wall mountable as well. So it will be really rich on functionality. It will have, again, PoE. It will have 7 amperes battery space. It will support the web interface. You can add it to high connect directly and manage it for single door scenarios. It will support also the standard weekend RS-45, so you can use it with standard readers. It's not really necessary to use it with the new special reader. And again, the face and the fingerprint will be done on the back end. So this means that if somebody steal your device, they will not have any theoretical chance to get your data. Although our terminals right now are encrypted, still people can be sure that this way it will not happen. And that new reader is made out of metal. Again, it's a QR code. There's a card hidden under the screen, and there's a ring and physical call button. Of course, we have to update also our readers. So we will release a new series, the 11.0.9 series of card readers, which are not really card readers. They will have option with also with fingerprint, option with QR code embedded, and option with Bluetooth. So depending on the model, there will be several different models, just to make our readers more appropriate for the future, of course. Very interesting reader. So on the intercom part, we will release much smaller and simple indoor station, 3.5-inch with standard PoE. It will not be touchscreen. It will have only the most important buttons to accept the code, the security, all of them. That's it. Very price-sensitive device. It will still support high connect. Those are really for non-technological people. And of course, something that is very much awaited. We'll release also a new handset, just a simple handset which is PoE based, no screen or anything else. Just call the center and open the door remotely, accept the code. That's it. So the design is still under discussion, but for sure it will look very amazing. Then we will update our 6 series of indoor stations. They will have the same functionality, but much better plastics, much more luxurious look, keeping the same price, but make it more fit to modern scenarios. And also we will update the 6L series, again with the new, much better design. For the modular door station, we are preparing the P version right now, which will have, due to the change of the chips, we have to upgrade the hardware, but we didn't just upgrade the hardware, we give it more functionality. So it will support many more functionality, including web server for management. But this is not the only modular door station we will release this year. We'll just give you some hints that we will release something that nobody else have or will have in the next 2 or 3 years. But that's all I can say right now. You'll see the plans later this year. And a very much awaited module is the touchscreen. So it's not just a regular touchscreen device. Normally you can use it for keypad, for residence list scrolling, for access control keypad. But this one also has inbuilt card reader under the screen. Again, we're using the same technology from the facial recognition devices. So this means that with a single door station and a single touchscreen module, you can do any size of a system, just 2 modules, because this will can replace any other module that we have released until now. The design of this module, the user interface will be gorgeous. We will release it by the beginning of Q2. So just have it in mind. This will be very, very nice looking. And also, if you count the numbers, the value of the other modules, this will be much more cheaper than them. So as we speak about the Android, we also want to have the Android not only on the indoor station, we want to have it on the door station. So this will be for our first Android door station, which is really 8 and 10-inch device, modular. You can add the additional keypad and fingerprint if needed. It will be 8 and 10-inch device with facial recognition. It can be disabled by default, of course, and with color view sensor. So again, this will be the first IP intercom in the world that has 24 hours color image, just the same technology that we're using in our cameras. So nobody else has this. So QR codes, modular design, etc., etc. Android, we need Android for developers, so developers can do amazing things with that display, because it's a pity to use display just for single purpose. You can do a lot of stuff with it as long as you have the imagination and capabilities to do it. And a new ultra view door station. This is another segment that we have. Previously, the view door stations we put in Pro, but this ultra viewer. And this one is focused entirely on the intercom functionality. It does support facial recognition. Again, it's a color view camera. This means that it will give a very nice colors even in low darkness. But the main difference, it has a huge ring button. So customers will not be, if it's on the touch screen, you can do it as well. But if there are some non-technological people or old people, they might be confused. When they see the button, just press it and it's really easy. So it will have the phone book, the room number with letters, QR codes, facial recognition, again, card reader under the screen, and many, many other technologies that our competitors are really far, far away from. So basically, that's that's a small part of what Hikvision is planning for this year. Thanks all for the attention. I hope it was not too long and too boring. And I'll ask Sid to continue with the presentation. Has anything to add?
Hello, Krasimir. Hopefully, you can hear me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Great. Thank you very much for this presentation and for your effort to make this presentation happen and giving us the insight from the Hikvision. Surely that Hikvision brings many opportunities to the market, definitely. Also, my apologies for disturbing your presentation due to the problems
It's
with
okay.
sound. Actually, it was on my
It's okay.
side.
It's okay.
Okay, let's keep on the questions. We have several questions, so we'll start one by one. Do cameras on video intercoms possess IR vision? I think this was the answer to the question
Mhm.
in the presentation.
No, actually, it depends. Sorry, it depends on the technology because some of traditionally we use infrared into the cameras, but if we're speaking about a new door station which has color view, then we're using white LED because the color view is using the white LED to work. It just needs to, it actually can turn it off because it's not really necessary as long as there's some street light, enough light. But if it's really really dark, then it will turn on the white LED.
Mhm. Okay, thank you very much. The next question is about is Hike Central available for small sized enterprises?
Yeah, of course, you can buy. Actually, there are free licenses. I really don't remember how much, but there's a free version that you can use with some limitation and some number of licenses. But then, if you want to buy it of course, for 10 or 15 devices, it's also possible. That's no problem. But actually, we are trying to to introduce more cloud services for that option. And as I mentioned, we now have the call time antennas, but later we have in High Pro Connect actually High Pro Connect we have our concept is to have like VMS in the cloud because now we have device management. You have the recording, you have time maintenance, call time maintenance, and many, many more stuff. So we will have soon the quality intercom in there. So you'll be able to use that service without installing any software, which will be much more easier because you just need access to the internet and that's it. But still, if you need something independent, High Central is there for you.
Okay. Uh, could we add DSKD 9203 to Hike Connect and user app without indoor station? This is actually intercom question.
Can you repeat the model name, please?
It is about intercom. Could we add DSKD 9203 to Hike Connect and
No,
user
no, no.
app
Yeah, I
without indoor
understand.
station?
Yeah, I understand. Now we support only our single button devices, so single viewer devices to be added to High Connect exclusively just for the two-wire analog system. We will make the modular door station, the 8003, to be possible to be able to call multiple High Connect accounts using the cloud intercom service we're developing, but we'll see it later this year. But generally, we don't have this option for traditional all-in-one door stations. Only the single button device, every door station that you see with single button will be able to be added to High Connect directly, and the facial recognition device, of course.
Okay, thank you. There is one more question. Uh, Hello, I failed to notice was there announcement for modular analog two-wire intercoms like DSKD KD8003 IMEE, but with lower price.
Yeah, that's a teaser. It's something we're working right now. Actually, I have it here in my office. That system. It's of course it will be price sensitive, but not going to be only price sensitive. We're starting with lower models, very simple models. Uh, but we're planning to introduce more luxurious models. The point is that most of the half of the intercom systems especially in Europe, are two-wire old analog installations, and we need to have a solution to replace them while keeping the same functionality or providing even more. So, just I don't want to spend that much time right now explaining because we will have a special event in March for that system. So pay attention to the webinars of the company and maybe in here, who knows. So we'll introduce indeed more that system. So it will be also, of course, price sensitive, but at the same time, it will be also give us more opportunities to go into the traditional retrofit installations. It's again, it's one of a kind system because it's not two-wire analog. It's hybrid two-wire analog because it also support IP, and you can mix and match the different IP, two-wire IP, and two-wire analog system, and one of a kind system that again nobody else has on the market.
Thank you very much, Krasimir, for your answers on these questions. Wish you success in your work. Also, for all other participants, if you have any other questions, feel free to contact us, or you can contact Krasimir Stanev on Connect2B or LinkedIn account. Surely that he will respond to your question. Thank you very much, participants. Thank you for attending today. Hopefully, this was interesting and useful for you. See you next week when we are talking about VCA technology. Krasimir, one more time, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sid. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Goodbye.